Have you ever tried to understand blockchain and just got lost in all the technical jargon? Well, don't worry. Today, we're going to break it all down with a really simple story about a university finance club and their magic notebook. Let's dive in. So, let's start with the big question that blockchain was built to answer. How can a bunch of people who need to manage money together trust each other? Without a bank, without a boss, without anyone in charge? How do you even do that? For our story, let's imagine just that. We've got a finance club, 100 members strong. They want to manage the club's money themselves. They want it to be totally transparent, totally fair. But they don't want to just appoint one treasurer who might make a mistake or, be dishonest. Their solution is brilliant. It's something we're going to call the club's magic notebook. And this notebook, it's the key to everything. Okay, here's the first and most important rule of the club. Every single one of those 100 members gets an identical notebook. And these aren't just any notebooks, they're magically synchronized. There's no single master copy. Everyone's notebook is just as important as everyone else's, and they all show the exact same information all the time. And you know what? In the world of blockchain, this idea of a shared notebook has a name. It's called a distributed ledger. It's really that simple. It's a ledger, a record book, that's distributed among everybody instead of being locked away in one central place. All right, so every member has a copy of the notebook. That's cool. But how do they actually use it to, pay each other and make sure all the numbers are right? Well, the secret is it's all done out in the open. When one member wants to pay another, they don't do it secretly. They basically stand up in the middle of a club meeting and announce it for everyone to hear. Something like, "Hey everyone, I, member A, am paying member B 5 tokens." So that public announcement kicks off this really cool group verification process. First, the payment is announced. Then step 2, every single member grabs their own notebook and checks. Does member A actually have 5 tokens to spend? And finally, if it all checks out, the majority of the club gives a thumbs up. That group agreement, that's how they make decisions without needing a boss. Okay, so once a bunch of transactions have gotten the thumbs up, they need to be recorded permanently, right? And this is where the Magic Notebook really lives up to its name, by adding a brand new, permanent page to every single copy, all at the same time. And this new page, the one that's filled with a whole list of those verified payments, it has a special name in the real world of blockchain. It's called a block. You can literally just think of it as a new block of information being added to the record book. Now for the really important part, the security. Once that new page is filled, it gets sealed. And not with just any seal, but with a special, tamper-proof holographic stamp, a magic seal. This is our story's version of something called a cryptographic hash, which is like a unique, unbreakable digital fingerprint for that page's data. So what makes this magic seal so magical? Well, its unique pattern is created by 2 things. First, the exact list of transactions on that new page. Change a comma, and the seal changes. But second, and this is the absolute key, the pattern is also based on the seal from the page that came right before it. That link to the past is everything. Because you see, this clever way of linking each new seal to the one before it is what creates a truly unbreakable chain of pages. This all sounds great as long as everyone's playing by the rules. But what if they aren't? What happens if a dishonest member tries to go back a few pages and secretly change an old transaction, maybe to try and get their money back? Well, this is where the genius of the system kicks in. Let's say someone tries to alter an old payment on page 15. The very instant they change a single detail, the magic seal on that page visibly breaks because the fingerprint no longer matches the data. And since the seal on page 16 was based on the original seal from page 15, it breaks too. This sets off a chain reaction, breaking the seal on page 17, then 18, and on, all the way to the end of the book. The result? The attempted cheating is immediately and obviously visible to everyone else. The cheater is holding a notebook with a long chain of broken seals, while the other 99 members have notebooks that are perfectly fine. The group just has to look at it and they know it's fake. The system protects itself. So this entire story, this finance club and their incredible notebook, it perfectly illustrates the big ideas behind blockchain. Let's just tie our story directly to the real-world terms. So let's recap. Our shared notebook is what we call a distributed ledger. The group verification, that thumbs up system, is called consensus. Each new page is a block, the magic seal is a cryptographic hash, and that unbreakable chain of seals creates a property called immutability, which just means that once something is written down, it can't be changed, ever.
So, when you think about it, by replacing a single person in charge with group agreement and unbreakable math, blockchain has basically created a blueprint for trust. And that leaves us with a really big question. If you have a way to create trust that doesn't rely on any single company or government, what else could you build with it?